But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss. Out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it. Wish I knew.
And we are live. Tim Bart's here at McArthur Ford and Salina. I guess I got to remember, we move the camera. I'm a little off, so I'm looking here. Got to look over there. So we're right straight in front of Sarah there. All right, so Tim and Sarah here for got to adjust the camera just a little bit. There. Hold on. Bear with us. How's that look? There we go. Move the camera. There we go. Everybody here is okay? Welcome everybody in. Of course, don't forget we are recording this as a podcast, which is good. So those of you that are listening to the podcast, you'll probably not know this, but our camera was off, so we had to adjust it just a little bit there. So pardon that, but you are if you can listen to this on your favorite podcasting channels, all the different your favorite ones that are out there. I'll throw the image up there for those on the video. So 15 different podcasting channels that we are on, so feel free to listen to this later if you want to and catch it there. Also, if you are listening on the podcast, don't forget to come over. There's a link in the description for the YouTube video if you want to watch it. A couple images in this, not a lot of visual images, but there are a couple, plus you get to see us. So come on over and ask your questions too. Don't forget to do that. And don't forget to, if you're watching the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video at any time before you leave. Whenever I'm in live streams, I always tend to forget to do that. So please remember to do that. All right, Sarah, you got some members in there?
I have a lot of members in here.
All right, well, let's hear them. You guys hear Sarah okay?
Jennifer is in here, and Patricia, Norman, Elizabeth Kettrell. We've been saying hi to them. I've been chatting with Patricia and Jennifer, and Dan Foster. Let's see, Vols is in here with us. Joel Mendoza, Chris Scholes, I'm in the still shot. The WB says he just noticed that I'm in the still shot. Oh, before the live starts.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in that picture.
That's our setup there.
Yeah, that's his Bronco and my Maverick.
Yep. So.
And that was when I was 6 months pregnant too.
So we don't just talk about it; we actually live it. So
Yeah,
Bronco, Lightning, Maverick, Expedition, we live the Ford family.
C-Max. My husband, we own a C-Max. We own an original 01 Lightning.
Yes, they have one of the original Lightnings.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, good. Also, don't forget to, if you want to be a member.
Yeah, we have a great community. You hit the join button right underneath, or if you go to our page, it's right there by subscribe. It's usually by the subscribe button. But if you have an Apple phone, you have to do a little something different. You have to go to your browser, and you're going to go up there to those little A's, the little A and the big A, and let's see.
Click on that.
You have to click on it. He's moving around in there. So once you click on it, you have to request for a desktop version, and that's where you will see it. Yep. So
then you'll be able to join. So there you go.
Apple users have a little bit of a lengthy process to become a member.
Yep.
But we really enjoy that. We're over 225 members now, Bowles. Way over. But we really enjoy the community. As Jennifer was saying, she has her Maverick now, but she still loves to join us for the community to talk to some of the old timers, as she says. Good to see everyone.
All right, so we got that. Also, I'm wearing some of this, right? So they can go. There's a link to the merch in the description.
We have a deal going on right now. It's 15% off of everything, and the free standard shipping through 12/4, and you don't need a code. You just go in there.
Yep, just click. If you link in the description there, you can watch that. I'm sporting this here, which you can't see because of the microphone, but there you go. But all right, and don't forget. Okay, just down below. I got to go over here now. Down below, you'll see the course for questions
I'm right here.
Sarah. There you go, right there. FordVideoGuy at Gmail, and then for mine, if you any sales related questions, go ahead and throw those into the timothybarts@gmail.com, and see how that is. Is my audio? How's my audio? Sound good? Too close? So it can be pushed away. That's fine. Also, course 2, the agenda is over there as well.
Can't see your hand. Right there.
Right here.
Yeah.
So tonight's agenda there. So we'll get into some of this other stuff here. What are some of the videos you've edited and have gone live in the last week here? It's in the notes right there.
Oh. It's been a long week.
Yeah. Thanksgiving through in there.
The 23 F-150 King Ranch. So we finished out. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry. I'm not reading the highlighted parts, guys.
She's new. I've only been doing this. I've only been doing this since episode 1. Give her a second.
All right, 23 King Ranch Explorer King Ranch, the 23 Corsair Standard, and the Reserve.
Those went live last Friday, and then you see today you edited the Corsair Grand Touring.
Yes.
So that'll go live tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I did not do all of the F-150s. So we're going to go back to the F-150 and do the King Ranch, Platinum, and Limited, and the Tremor this week. So I'll try to work on those here in the next couple of days for Sarah to be editing, and hopefully those will go live towards the end of the week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that kind of thing, maybe next Monday. So, and then I will be live on Facebook this week. So not without Sarah. So sorry to say. So I'll be over on Facebook. The link is in the description if you want to check that out. It's always on our McArthur Facebook page. You can always go over there, and that event will be on there. And then, of course, in the description, don't forget the YouTube channels that we like to support and we like to hang out with. Johnny's Car Care and Reviews is there. They were live last night. Love that. So, I've actually had some people like, I'm in Canada. I wish you had a Ford PHEV in Canada. Well, you do. It's Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. So if you are in Canada, he kind of keeps you updated on what's going on there in Canada, where he's located. So check out his YouTube channel. Link is in the description, as well as the on the All Terrain Nation. Have a good time last night. They had some great conversation in there last night. While I was kind of editing some things.
I should start hopping in on those.
It's pretty cool. So they do a good job in there as well. Somebody trying to get in the back door there? Trying to get in the back door. It's locked. So anyway, so those are some YouTube channels we support. So definitely check those out back there. And how about you want to read the good dealer moment? I guarantee this is not one we've shared before.
You're lucky you have me here now. Before I do this, I really want to say real quick, we will do a Q&A. If you look at the schedule over there, we do a live Q&A after all the other things, and during that time is when you can ask some of those questions and we can answer them out loud. Otherwise, I'm going to be typing answers. So if you want to hear the answer out loud, Q&A will be further down, and you just do at McArthur. I don't think you ever say that.
No, and yeah, I mean,
not earlier. So now everyone.
We'll try to jump in. I think with this setup, I think we can jump in and if you have some questions that maybe
I can answer some.
You can answer some, but if it's some that you want me to, just interrupt me and we'll answer those on the fly if we need to. So, but try to hold as many as you can till later, because especially if it's on the topic that we're talking about, then let's go ahead and leave those to the end. So that way, because I might cover it, and then that helps save that. So,
all right,
where's Tim's?
On to the dealer moment. I just wanted to say that so everyone knows that's how we do it.
Zeke
been a member for 5 months. Woohoo!
Yeah, look at that. He's got 5 little.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, All Terrain Nation. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Here.
Yeah. Had fun in the live stream last night. So, all right. Good dealer moment.
Picked up my 22 Maverick Lariat Hybrid from University Ford of Durham, North Carolina. My internet sales rep was Brandon Brubaker. Highlights: honored price protection without a snag, adjusting for various changes done throughout. Honored incentives for financing without any issues. Vehicle sold at MSRP. No forced extras. One other local dealer forces protection packages without being able to opt out. Example: Capital VIP protection plan is $398. No pushy sales for ESP packages. Time spent at dealership 1 hour 40 minutes. That includes paperwork and finance. Total time for order being placed to taking possession 379 days. Thanks, V.
All right. So, while she was mentioning that, some people had popped in some things. When are the 23 Mavericks going to be built? They are being built right now. So
they started last week.
Looking at my screen. So they are being built right now. So they are being built. So we have one that's actually released from the plant, one that's produced. So we got a couple that are supposed to be here before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to them. And they are both, of course, carryover orders. They're ones that not one of the canceled orders, because they didn't have those in there when they scheduled these, because these got scheduled last month. But we do have several, and we have one that's at the body shop, including a Tremor that's produced. The Tremor is produced. So one of our Tremors is produced. Here, actually, let me look over here real quick. So, where's that at? So, is that, am I right? Oh, nope, the Tremor's at the body shop, so it's not released yet. We have a Lariat Hybrid that is produced, and we do have a hybrid XLT that has been released from the plant with an ETA of 1221 to 1227, and then the one that's produced has an ETA of 1218 to 1224. So anyway, so looking good there. So they are released, and we did look. Somebody else actually mentioned it in my post on the Maverick Truck Club that the canceled orders are priority 2 right now. And we looked on ours. We had 21 that got canceled, moved over. 17 of the 21 are priority 2s right now. The only 4 that aren't are the ones that are thinking about canceling the order, or I think they actually purchased one while they were waiting for this one that kept getting pushed back and pushed back. They went ahead and took one of the ones that became available. So I think those will probably get canceled so others can be picked up. So no reason. What we're doing on ours is that we're not like taking those if they say, I don't want one or canceled or decide to back out. We're canceling the order because that way another order can be in place and get picked up instead of having that one completed and built and scheduled and then end up giving it to somebody else and making money. We don't want to do it that way. We want to help the people that already have orders with us. So that's what we're doing is we're going to be canceling any orders. If anybody says that they're not taking theirs, if it hasn't been scheduled, we want to go ahead and cancel it. So please let us know if you have an order with us. If you already pick something up or whatever, you're not going to take yours. We need to know that so that way we can get that taken care of. All right, scheduling information for this week. All right, it's almost easier to say what's not scheduling because about everything is scheduling this week because of Thanksgiving last week and such. In fact, last week they said the Super Duties were not scheduling, and we had 15 Super Duties scheduled last week. So 23 Super Duties, we had some scheduled. So if you have Super Duty, they're starting to schedule those. So you can be looking for those. But let's go down through the list. 23 Mustang. Job, by the way, they're scheduling for through the weeks of 1/23 because their job 1 starts 12/2, so they're going to be scheduling maybe some dates, and this actually doesn't say here, but more than likely they're going to be scheduling for January build dates, and most of these are for January or February build dates. And Mustang is one of those. We'll get into a couple other Mustang highlights in just a little bit that we'll make sure you guys want to know about some dealer updates. We'll get into that in a second. 23 Escape. They are scheduling through the weeks of February 6th. So like I said, January and February is what they're scheduling for. And by the way, Mustang will start building 12/2. Escapes will start building December 12th, the week of December 12th, or the day of, I guess. Bronco Sport says just main commitment, so that means they're scheduling. We have 1 allocation, I think, to be used yet. 4 were scheduled last week. They're going to start building those, job 1, December 2nd. So that's coming up as well here just in the week. 23 Edge is scheduling for this week. It just says January scheduling, so pretty much all the weeks in January. They start building, job 1 is December 13th. 23 Bronco, they are scheduling through the weeks of February 6th, and they are already building 23s. So they're starting. They started that last week, I believe. And then let's see, 23 Explorer. And if there's any notes on these, so for those that are new, what we're talking about when it comes to scheduling is when you have an order that's been submitted and it hasn't been scheduled yet, you wanted to get it scheduled for production week. So when we talk about their scheduling for these weeks, those are the weeks they're looking to produce them on. So yeah, that's what we're looking for there. So Explorer, they are trying to schedule for the weeks through 1/30, so for pretty much the month of January there. And they're already currently building the 23 Explorers. I believe it launched the last week. 23 Expedition, no scheduling this week, but they start production this week. So in fact, tomorrow is when the 23 Expedition production starts. Let's see here. Plan to schedule January, February allocation on December 8th, it says. So next week they'll try to work on scheduling for January, February. See, and then Explorer just said base 100A restricted from scheduling. So if you have a base Explorer, it won't get selected for scheduling this week. And then on the Bronco, I forgot to mention that need Raptor with optional wheel. So, and also standard interior, it says. Anyway, all right, 23 Maverick. They are currently building those. They started last week. They are scheduling for January build dates. We have 43 allocations. And again, we have 17 orders that are in priority 2. They'll be looked at first. It doesn't mean those 17 will get selected out of our 43. As I mentioned last week, there are some things that could cause it by getting overlooked, because we have to remember all these canceled orders that were already scheduled, almost all of them had the luxury package on them. And we know that luxury package is 25-30%. So we're going to see 25% of what they're going to schedule will be Lariat luxury, 30% will be XLT luxury. What's that leave? Doing my simple math, that's 55%. So 45% of the scheduled vehicles will not have either one of those 2 packages. So if all the ones that are canceled and even the carryover orders all have luxury packages, they won't, they can't be selected in that other 45%. So there will be possibly some new orders that will get pulled forward and get selected. So keep that in mind. When you see those emails going out on Thursday, I can already see it right now. Well, wait a minute, that's a new order. Why did it get scheduled? Probably because they didn't have the luxury package on their order or some other part constraints. So keep that in mind. So a lot of the canceled carryover orders have the luxury package on those. So I just want to remind people of that.
What was Bronco scheduling again?
Bronco scheduling, they're scheduling through the weeks of this January or February 6th. So
Okay.
yeah, all of our allocations were already used last week though for us.
Oh, okay.
Now Bronco,
But there's still other dealers could be scheduled.
yes,
this week.
other dealers could be.
Yep.
I'm just talking about us in particular. Last week we had, not last week, the week before we had all of ours used. So. Ranger 23 Ranger is scheduling for the same weeks through February 6th, and they have already started production on 23 Ranger, mostly XLTs. 23 F-150, they are scheduling through January 9th, so they don't schedule as far in advance as some other models do. So they schedule real short. They did say very limited 2 kilowatt power inverters. Very limited moonroof, limited running boards, limited power tailgates. That'd be Lariat and above. Makes sense. Standard on Lariat and above, right? Actually, not all Lariats, but like all the Platinum, King Ranches, and Limiteds. So they're going to very limited on any of those scheduling, and then very limited 5.0 and 3.3 liter engines going to schedule. So mostly EcoBoost, Power Boost. So 23 Super Duty. So they're doing startup scheduling. So we saw that last week. We had 15 of ours scheduled last week. Remember, no King Ranch, Platinum, or Limiteds are going to schedule until Job 2, which isn't going to be till April of 23. So if you have King Ranch, Platinum, Limiteds, it just will hibernate until April because they're not going to do any scheduling for those till then. So they're looking at XL, XLT, Lariat trims right now. And remember, there's some other things like Black Appearance Package that won't schedule till Job 2 as well. So now Job 1 will start January 3rd for the truck plant there in Kentucky. And then Ohio isn't going to start production until February 13th. And I'm not sure. Usually at one plant we'll do some trims or some certain ones, whereas other ones will do other ones. I think Ohio does a lot of the cabin chassis maybe, but I don't know. Anybody lets me know, that'd be great. I love to be educated. So Transit Connect, van and wagon, no scheduling this week, and they are already started production for 23. 23 Transit is scheduling through the weeks of January 23rd. And they are currently producing those. And that's the same memo as the last month, basically, or 2 months on those about the different engines and cargo. And if you have one, I've been mentioning it before. So, and then mach-e is limited scheduling for February production. So mach-e is building. In fact, we have some that are in transit right now. Supposed to be here middle of December. We have 2 members that have them. In fact, one of them stopped by today, so it was really nice to talk to Larry. Ivy Town, $3 donation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Love the little.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Lincoln, real quick. Corsair. A lot of these match up with the corresponding Ford vehicle lineups that match with the same plant. So Corsair is scheduling through the weeks of February 6th, just like Escape. Job 1 starts 12/12. Nautilus is doing January scheduling. Job 1 for them starts 12/13. When I say Job 1, that means that's when we're going to start producing the start of those. It does say plant full through 1/30. New orders will schedule into 2/6. So 23 Aviator is scheduling through 1/30. Limited plugins scheduling, and they're already building. And Navigator, remember they start tomorrow. Building those, just like Expedition, they are not scheduling this week because they scheduled last week. What are you laughing at?
They're saying I need a helper now.
You need a helper?
Yeah, you have me as your helper, but I have so much to do that now I need a helper. Thank you, Mike McArthur.
I knew it. I told you. Didn't I tell you? When I saw when Tennessee beat KU in basketball, I'm like, I'm gonna hear about this. I'll hear about this. I knew it. Oh. I got a Tennessee ball. It's a football though. We can't have a Tennessee basketball. No.
Yeah. Did you see what happened on? What was that, Saturday?
It is a pretty bad week Saturday for basketball and football. But football wasn't.
We were at the concert and Lee was like, "Oh man, the game's supposed to be on the night." You know what he was doing the whole time during the concert?
Checking the game.
Checking the game. But you know what I was doing? I was doing the same thing.
Yeah, KU State football. It's a Sunflower Showdown, as they call it. We're the Sunflower State Sunflower Showdown, and but it was entertaining at least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we only watched the scores, and that was entertaining.
I didn't expect KU to win, but it was a fun game to watch anyway. So when it comes to football, as long as they can still be in it in the fourth quarter, I can't be any happier than that. Okay, let's move on. Next thing on our agenda there is dealer news updates. We're going to start with the 22 Mustang. So they are finishing balance out for the Mustang. They did say the black painted roof, they are removing it from stock units, which at this point may be primarily what most dealerships have for 22. About all of our customer orders have already been taken care of. Now, this isn't talking about 23. This is only on 22. So it says very limited number of scheduled balance out units have been spec'd changed to remove that option so they can be produced and fulfill the allocations from the dealer. So again, dealer receives allocations, they receive the orders. If they don't have, they'll look at retails first, then they'll go on to stock orders. So the stock orders will not have the shadow black painted roof, so they will not have the black appearance package. So note the black painted roof is included in the black accent package, excluding units with shadow black paint. Of course, they'd be the same color. As a result, the package has been removed from the impacted orders. So, and it does say impacted units are a select few stock orders scheduled to be built on December 5th. So if they probably already have a scheduled build date, they're removing those basically, removing those packages. Now, on the second note, when we talk about 23 Mustang though, order banks are currently open. And I say currently because they are going to be closing. So December 5th, so is that Friday? Saturday. Order banks are closing Saturday on the 23 Mustang. And then the COVP needs to be handed in by December 19th. So if you want to order a 23 Mustang, you need to get your orders in. And there is a note in here, 23 to 24 model year. Please note that there is no intention of providing a model year transition offer for those customers who do not get their 23 Mustang built and need to reorder a 24. So regardless of COVP approval status, they are not going to be doing that. I've seen them do this on more than one model now. So I think their goal is they are not going to be transitioning from one. They don't want to give out private offers. Right. I mean, that's them losing money because they don't want to do that. So we're going to see that less and less. Their goal is that dealerships don't take any more orders on what they can fulfill. Mm-hmm. Just like we did with Super Duty, which we found out that ahead of time, unlike the Maverick. We didn't take any more orders on what we thought we could fulfill. We do have allocations that they estimated we were supposed to have. Same way with Bronco. When they open up, we know that we're limited to 80, first 80 people. Other than, even if the order banks are still open, we're going to close that off because we know that they may not get built. So, the thing to note is they can't, once that deadline is over, you can still make changes to your Mustang order, but you can't change the body or the PEP codes. So the body code would be whether it be a GT or an EcoBoost, whether it be a GT a coupe or a convertible. That can't be changed after that deadline. And the PEP codes are usually like if you want I call it deluxe, the standard trim, or you want the premium, which is your leather trim on each of those. You can't change those either. So keep that in mind. All right, my least favorite topic, recalls. So there are a couple that came out this week. I love Ford Authority. They always keep these updated and they keep it short, quick, and give you all the information. So the 21 to 23 Ford Bronco Sports are recalling over the fuel injector issue. So it does say in affected vehicles, a fuel injector may crack and leak fuel inside the engine compartment. It says a fuel leak in the presence of an ignition source such as hot engine or exhaust components can increase the risk of a fire. Ford is not aware of any accidents, report of any accidents or injuries related to this condition yet. So according to Ford Authority. So Said affected vehicles, we mentioned if they were produced between February 5th, 2020 and October 17th, 2022. They are affected. So it says 188,436 vehicles are affected by this. So the fix is the dealers will update the engine control software to include fuel injector leak detection and install a drain tube free of charge. So, yep, it does say that it says owners should wait for communications from Ford, which will begin December 19th, 2022. So don't rush into dealerships yet because dealerships don't have the information yet. You have it first. So reference number, if you want it, recall number is 22S as in Sam 73. And again, wait till after December 19th to get that done. Now, next one is on the Escape. 2020 to 2022 Ford Escape recalled over potential fire risk. And is Jolie's a 2020? I think it is. Mm-hmm. So my daughter's is a 2020 Escape. So it does say in affected vehicles, a fuel injector may crack and leak. Well, this is sounding familiar. Inside the engine compartment. I didn't read these before. I just copied them in my sheets. So again, same issue with this affected on 2020 to 2022 Escapes. So anything built between November 19th, 2018 and October 17th, 2022. 333,342 vehicles affected by this. Again, same fix on this one and the same date. Communication will come out December 19th. So will not, if you go in with your vehicle, like she came in for an oil change today, it didn't flag for hers yet because it hasn't happened till then. Looks like the recall number might be even the same. Yep, same recall number, 22S73. So it's affected Bronco Sport and Escape. We'll see how many other vehicles it gets affected. Eventually, it could be the Maverick or something. We'll just have to see. All right.
I keep looking your way because you're talking, and I'm looking away from the camera.
Yep. It's a habit.
Something new to adjust to.
Order guide updates. The only thing that was updated on the order guide this last week was on the Navigator. We talked about it last week that removing the Active Park Assist 2.0 removal. That's now on the order guide. So that's about it. Now let's talk about the 2024 Ford Ranger for a second. I did see an article on Ford Authority that dropped today. So they always do a great job. I like to source them. So the link is in the description if you're going to read the whole article. Here are some images to kind of show you. So they are coming out with a platinum edition of the 2024 Ford Maverick. Now remember, the Ford Maverick is already being produced in Europe, right? Australia and globally, a lot of places except for the US, right? So the next gen Ford Ranger, what you're seeing there on the screen, is being produced as 23s in Europe, pretty much everywhere but the US. Right now. And so there's kind of a look of the Platinum Edition right there. But this is coming. The next gen will come to the US in 2024. We're waiting for that. So we'll see when that comes out. But that's pretty cool. So upgraded grille and such. And then there's your interior. And don't forget that this is going to be the Platinum will be the top range. So they are making a Wild Track edition of the Ranger. Then there's a Raptor, and this kind of fits in between the Wild Track and the Raptor. So it'll be the more luxurious of the two. And you'll see this is a European one because where that steering wheel is located, right? So anyway, so a lot of people, this is going to cater to those wanting a luxury vehicle over capability. Right, and it's kind of putting it in there into that range. So look at those seats. Those look pretty cool. So inside, you will see inside the cabin, it'll feature the quilted and perforated leather seating that's heated and ventilated. Ventilated means cooled, but it cools it differently. It pulls the air through the seats to cool it. With a 10-way power adjustment, heated steering wheel, 12.4-inch digital gauge cluster. Kind of see it in a better angle there. In the B&O premium sound system. So there you go. There's that. So on the outside, actually, let's go back to this first image so you can kind of see that. So on the outside, it will be have the unique front grille, black painted roof, kind of hard to see there. Black painted roof. You will have the silk chrome trim, platinum badges. You'll see that platinum on the grille or the hood as well there. LED headlights, full LED tail lights. 20-inch wheels, Goodyear tires as well on the vehicle. So pretty cool. Even in the back, it's going to have a unique rack back there. Actually, they're kind of showcasing this this different rack system that they're going to have with the vehicle. What they call it, the Ford Flexible Rack System, FRS, is what they're coining that. So you can kind of see what that looks like there back there too. So it's pretty cool. So there you go. And it will be powered with the 3.0 liter. Now this one here in Europe is going to be powered with a 3.0 liter V6 turbo diesel power plant. We probably won't see a diesel in the US. Hopefully we'll see a 2.7 liter. Cross our fingers. We might see that, but there you go. So they're saying that this one's kind of come in at $76,990 in Europe in Australian money, which transitions to $58,000 US before destination delivery. There you go. I don't know. I don't know. We're just like, yeah, we kind of know we think we know our Ranger customers, and I don't know. What do you think? Did you buy one of those?
One of those?
Maverick Lariat at what, 32, 33, or go up to 58 for a Ranger.
I'm good with my XLT Maverick. It has everything I need.
All right, so this week I found I want to thank some people. I think it was Jeff on Facebook. He tagged me in a video that a YouTuber did. The link is in the description already. It should be, I believe, from this video. So basically he states that the Ford is making the plug-in hybrid in 2024. So is it true? Well, fact is that keep in mind this YouTuber makes it sound like it's already in the books. It's already being done. The Ford just hasn't given us the final numbers on it, that they're going to have a plug-in hybrid and all-wheel drive available in 2024. But there's no proof of this yet. So this is all speculation. So when he says it at the beginning in one small part, but then he goes on and on and on, making it sound like it's happening. And we don't know that it's happening yet. We've seen spy photos. I've actually mentioned it. Ford Authority has some spy photos of, them testing a plug-in hybrid. You can see that it's plug-in hybrid. I know Johnny's mentioned on his live stream as well, or his videos about it too when that came out. But it's only speculation at this point. So we don't know when it's going to come. We know it probably will eventually, and they're working on it. And they also mentioned in the video, they pointed out like electric and stuff. And I've seen, actually there's an article that he had sent me too that they talked about the electric coming. But keep in mind that the trademark for the Maverick Lightning only happens in Europe. It has not been trademarked here.
That's right.
So tell us it's trademarked here. I'm not going to say it's going to happen because over in Europe, their goal is to be all electric by 2025 or 2030. Can't remember the date. And so because
of than us.
Yes, so a lot. So they're going to try to transition them all over to that, but not in the U.S. U.S. is not ready. Our grid's not ready for that yet.
No, it's not. As I think we saw this last summer.
Yeah, California is enjoying that. So my opinion, what's my opinion on this? I do think we'll see a plug-in hybrid. I think we'll see an all-wheel drive hybrid as well, but I think it'll be at least 2025. So those that have an order and thinking, you know what, I'm going to hold that for a plug-in if it's just going to be next year. If you watch this video, you're probably excited that it's going to happen next year, and maybe you're going to cancel your reservation or cancel your order, I should say, and to just wait for that. I don't know if we'll see it in 2024. I'd love to be, say that, but Ford hasn't released any information yet, and they probably won't be until they get closer to that time. I think in 2024 we'll see something come out, maybe all-wheel drive in a hybrid in 24. But I see that they do a mid-gen like refresh on the vehicles usually after 3 years. So they'll produce for 3 years. So 22, 23, 24, and then 25 will probably be a refresh. Maybe we see plug-in hybrid then. This person also mentioned in that video that they believe that plugin will be available on the XL. And I don't know where he's getting that from, because if you look at all the other plugins that Ford has on the Escape, they don't come in at anywhere near the base model price range. When you look at a plug-in hybrid for the others, you have to go up. Look at the Explorer. Explorer, you can't get even a hybrid unless you go up to limited. So I think at the best we might see a plug-in hybrid of the XLT and the Lariat trim, but I don't think we're going to see it as a base trim. So that's just my take on that. There you go. Now, you guys ready for the topic?
Oh yeah, I forgot Texas electrical grid froze last winter.
Yep.
There's that concern too.
I would drive my electric vehicle down to you, but by the time I got to you, I'd be out of energy anyway. I wouldn't be able to help you out. Be all dead.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Tonight's topic. All right. I've had a lot of people that have tagged me on Maverick Truck Club, Facebook and such, and I've like typed up paragraphs about how this works for the private offers for a lot of people, trying to help people out, figure out why they're not seeing their private offer or whether they're getting a private offer. So I thought we need to talk about it this week. I know I've talked about it. I've had some people that have said, you know, hey, he just refreshes his information every single week and talks about the same stuff, just puts a different number on the title. And that's not what I'm doing here. I have talked about it in the past, but evidently I feel like we need to talk about it some more, because there's still a lot of people that don't know how this works and dealerships that don't know how this works. So we're going to talk about the transition private offers. And so what I'm talking about when I mention transition private offer, it's those customers that I used to be able to say unscheduled order, but now we're going to actually use unbuilt, because it also includes people that got a VIN that didn't get built. So we're going to say any unbuilt order from a previous model year, they get a transition private offer for the new order that they order in 23. So we've seen this not just in the Maverick. We've seen probably more in the Maverick, more of them happening on the Maverick, but this has happened to the F-150s, as we've talked about, to the Escape. I think even the I know Transit Connect. There's been about 4 or 5 models that we've seen this happening on the Bronco. So it's happening on the Bronco as well. So a lot of these models are not getting scheduled or being built in the model year that they ordered their vehicle. So if you ordered in 2022 and you had an order, then you could be looking at getting a transition private offer, is what they're calling it. You know, on the Maverick, for instance, it's $1,750 for an EcoBoost, $2,750 for a hybrid. Some of the other models, it's a certain amount. I know the Bronco has about 10 different prices that you get, depends on what configuration you had. So we're talking about all these models that get this transition private offer. So basically, those are people that get it. People that had an unbuilt 22 order, right? And they still need to be built in 23. So if you put in that 23 order, or some of the models that get carried over for you, Maverick, they had to be put in as new orders, then you get this private offer that's available to you to be used. So those are the people that are going to get that. Now, I will preface this. Last year, at least especially for the Maverick, if you did not have a COVP approved order by your dealership, then you will not receive a private offer. So that's the first thing that could happen. So there's 2 situations here. If you go into your dealership and they go to pull basically, I'm kind of moving up to the next step, which is how do you find out if you've received yours or not? And that is, go to your dealership you have your 23 order with and have them do a certificate inquiry. If they do that certificate inquiry, all they need is your zip code and your last name and first name. That allows them to pull that up. Now, I can pull this from customers. Please don't send me your information, because I actually spent
a long time.
Okay, so I took Friday and Saturday off.
Yes, you did.
Right, but I actually didn't take the time off. So I actually, Wednesday night, I went home and I pulled our list, all of our customers that went unbuilt last year.
Yep.
120, and I went through all of them and I looked them all up. So I had to pull in each of their orders, got their zip code and everything, and I looked them all up, and I found we had, out of our 120, 29 do not have the private offer in there.
Yeah.
So I sent my list, and I'm going to tell you guys what to do as well, to the appropriate people to be able to get those orders in there for our customers, because I'm being proactive. Because a lot of times Ford doesn't really have you worry about it until that person is scheduled for that 23 order, and then they'll deal with it at that point. And so you can wait if you want to, but the concern is that if you wait until the vehicle comes in, they won't see it. And if you guys have seen how great price protection is going with some of these dealerships, they'll probably struggle of giving you that private offer and say, well, you know, the private offer's not in there. It looks like you don't qualify. Well, that's not the case. I actually have on good authority that the private offers are not matching up for everybody. So because some dealerships, when they did it, the COVP approved orders, they didn't all match up correctly. Like, we have one that's in a business name. Well, it's not matching up because it needs a first name and a last name in the COVP. So it's not matching up to this business. Doesn't mean they don't qualify. They do. It's just they have to be able to see it and then match it up so they can get that private offer. So that needs to happen. So basically, you do a certificate inquiry. If you don't see the private offer in there, then you're going to need to have your dealership request through their inventory specialist. So all dealerships now don't have zone reps anymore. So zone reps are gone. We do not have those people to help us anymore. So what you need to do is you need to have them contact, and you need to give them your name, address, city, state, zip, last year's order number if you have it, this year's order number if you have that. They should be able to find it either way. So you need to give them that information to them, and they can match it up. So they have to, the inventory specialist is the role and the position for that person. I believe that's what it's called. So you want to get a hold of them. So have your dealership, or if you're at a dealership and you're seeing this, then you want to make sure that you give that information to your inventory specialist, and they can locate it. They have somebody that they reach out to that's in charge of it at the contest incentives department is what they call it, C&I, and they will actually match it up and get your private offer and push it in there. I know this for I've gotten 3 this last week, individual ones that I knew about, and I sent it over and got those already resolved. So it can be resolved and it will show up there. So I could tell this customer, I'm like, you know what, you're not in there, you're not getting it. Doesn't look like you're getting it. Well, that's not true. Push it over there. So there are a bunch that aren't matching up. So this is what you'll need to do on your order too. So you'll want to make sure that they show up. Making sure I covered everything. Now, when you do a certificate inquiry, keep in mind there could be other private offers that are also showing up under your account. So Ford likes to send out customers that have bought vehicles from them, or maybe even conquest customers, a private offer to entice them to purchase a vehicle. And these are called ICI offers. I'm not sure what else they might call it in there. In fact, those people, you'll get an email. So I actually had one customer that contacted me and said, I got an email from Ford about my private offer. I'm like, well, you wouldn't have got an email about the transition private offer. Those were not emailed out to customers. If you got an email for a private offer, that is one of the quarterly offers that expire at the end of the quarter. So unless you purchase within that quarter, you will not get that offer. So, or ordered, you could order. So I actually have someone right now that received one of those from Ford. They're getting up to $2,000 on an Expedition. And so they said, if I order now before January 3rd, then I get that $2,000. And I said, yes, you have to either purchase or order within that time frame. That is different than the transition private offer we're talking about. So hopefully that's clear on that. So, all right. Any questions about that? So I know I'll have questions, and I think this is a great opportunity. If you have questions on this particular topic, let's hear it. I want to answer anything you can. Like I mentioned, I'm at Truck Club. I'm here to answer your questions, help out the best I can, so that you guys can make sure you get your private offers and that they're in there. So if you fit in that category where you had a 22 unbuilt order, and then you put in a 23 order within the time window that they give you on that, then you should get a private offer. Now, there are going to be some situations. I know on the Maverick, they specifically said you have to have a COVP approved order. That's a customer order verification program. It had to be done. If your dealership did not do a COVP and didn't get approved, you will not get a private offer. Even if you had a 22 unscheduled order, you won't get it if that dealership did not do that correctly and did not get approved. I actually reached out to the brand manager on a couple and said, can you find these? And they said, unfortunately, they did not get their order COVP'd. So they won't get a private offer. Yeah. So there will be situations where even when the dealership reaches out, that you may not get one because you have 2 reasons why it's not showing up in your account. One is the dealership didn't COVP the order, or 2, it's just not matching up, and they can fix that and put it in there. So, so I did fix one for Charles this week, and Tim as well recently, one of our members. So keep that in mind. So that's how that works. All right.
We are talking about the Maverick, Michael.
Well, when it comes to the transition private offer, it could be anything did not. So it could be Broncos. Okay. It could be those Expeditions. Could be Escapes as well. Really works with any model that did not did not get scheduled and did not get built in 22. So it includes Bronco. Bronco has private offers as well.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that your private offer is showing in there. So I've had some that I looked up that had 2 because they actually ordered 2 originally, and maybe the dealership, probably what happened is they ordered 1, and then the dealership, instead of changing their order, they just ordered a second one for them. And so they end up having 2 offers. And I've seen that happen. We have a customer, we accidentally did that on their Bronco order. So they actually have 2 Bronco private offers, and they get to take the bigger of the 2.
Yeah.
So
Do private offers expire?
not the transition private offers. The ones we're talking about for an order that gets converted over, those do not expire. As long as they put that order in before the deadline, then they will not. So, all right. See what else we got here. She's taking care of some people. See, people keep trying coming in the door over here. All right. If I place my FTC order for 121, will this affect my eligibility for transition private offer? That has a cutoff date of 4/1/22. By the way, I do not know my status in Smart Vincent.
Okay.
FTC might have to help me out on that. I'm not sure what FTC order.
Sorry,
is.
guys. ROVP is the same as COVP.
Yes. On the Maverick, they were actually put in what they call the RLVP site, but it's the same.
How is the private offer received? Check or price reduction?
It's like a rebate basically.
Okay.
So is not money you get.
That's what I had, actually.
It's not free money. It is money that goes towards the purchase of your vehicle. So it's basically like a rebate that comes off of your price after tax. Unless you're out of state. Okay.
They're coming up with take a drink every time he says private offer. Yes, I'll take a drink of water every time he says that.
All right, Long McArthur FCT Ford. Thank you. Transit Connect van, cargo van. So those should get private offers as well. Okay, so what was the question here? So moving up to RB here. So he said, well, let's see. Place my order 4/1/21. Will this affect my eligibility for the this cutoff date was 4/1/22? By the way, I do not assess. No, I mean if you ordered a 22 Transit Connect and it did not get built or scheduled, basically didn't get built as a 22, and then you had to put a 23 order in, then you had to have put a 23 order in to get it. So I've actually had some people say, can I use this on another model? And you can't. You have to use it on that same model.
Yeah.
Now, I think I mentioned several weeks ago about the Escape, that some are not getting them built, and they're actually allowing those people to use an offer. They can get a discount off of an in-stock Explorer.
Right.
So there's some situations where they'll let you get another model. So I think some people wanted a 22 Escape, and so they're able to use either on a 23 Escape order or an in-stock Explorer or in-stock Escape if they find one.
That'd
So
be handy.
there are some situations where they do veer off of that, but usually it's another
I
ordered
feel like
vehicle.
sometimes there's like, it's an ordered, or you can't always find an in-stock Explorer or an in-stock.
Unless you come to Long McArthur Ford and we have them.
You have Explorers. Do you have Escapes?
Yes,
No.
we do.
I haven't been paying attention to the inventory, apparently.
Yep, we actually just put 2 on our FCTP program.
Oh, yeah.
Because they told us that they'd give us an extra $1,500 if we put these vehicles in FCTP, some of our older ones. So
I know
we
what
actually
those are.
we just put those in there. So for those you don't know, FCTP is Ford Courtesy Transportation Program. So we take an in-stock vehicle, we put it into our rental department basically, and it's used as a Ford rental. Somebody comes in for service, they have a vehicle to drive and that kind of stuff. And
Put 2,000 miles on it.
Yep, 2,000 miles.
Comes out and you get that discount.
Yep, and usually you have 30 days. What is that?
He's cleaning the floors.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you probably didn't hear it, but I drive me nuts. Okay, so yeah, that it's usually 30 days. They have to be in for 30 days or up to 2,000 miles, whichever comes first. Usually, it comes out and then
No, maybe when I was doing it, it had to be 2,000 miles. and it had to be in it
Yes.
for at least
Yes.
30 days and have 2,000 miles.
Yes, at the end of 30 days, it has to have 2,000 miles on it. And then when it comes out, then it's able to get, usually in the past, you got a special rebate.
Yeah.
Now rebates are gone.
Yeah.
But because of that, though, being in the program, they give you like this one here, it'll be $1,500 cheaper. So it'll come out, it'll have some miles on it, but it'll be $1,500 cheaper for us that we can sell it at a discounted rate. And we usually do. Those are usually on
That's
there.
how we got my van.
So
Mine was an FCTP and they needed to get rid of it. So
I bought a Fusion that way. I saved a lot of money because back then there were a lot of rebates, and I got an extra couple of $1,000 being in that program. It's a pretty good program, and it's still considered a new vehicle, so you still get all the any kind of incentives that might be available. So anyway, yeah.
if I have my certification or my cert number, is there a way that I can check how much it's supposed to be?
Ford customer support, your dealer should be able to look it up. So if you have, because everybody that has a private offer will have a private offer ID. Now there is the program ID, and that's different. But if you do have your certificate ID number, then that is good. You know you're good if you have a certificate ID number. And another place you can find out whether or not yours is showing up is you can call Ford customer support, and they can look up, and they've actually done this to some customers and said, looks like you don't have a private offer in here. So that's concerning to the customers, because at that point they're like, what? I'm supposed to have one. Ford said I'd have one. That's where you need to have your dealership work with you, because Ford customer support can't do anything for you in that case. You will have to have your dealership. I know it's a frustrating part for some of you. You have to have the dealership send a memo, send it to their dealer, and get it taken care of. And I think that's where people are struggling. I wish you were at my dealership. I wish I could help you, but I can't. I can't do anything for you. Well, I've helped some people, but at some point, that person, my Intel person, will probably stop helping me. If I send them all you guys to him, he's not gonna
take too much.
He's not gonna help me out any. And so,
No.
but yeah, just work with your inventory specialist, and I actually talked to ours today, was able to get her on the phone, and because she was contacting us about something else. I said, "Why we got you on the phone? Let me talk about these 28 people we have that don't have private offers." She goes, "Well, send me their VIN numbers." I'm like, "No, they're not scheduled yet. I'm being proactive. I want it now. I don't want to wait until they get a VIN number." So if you have a VIN number on a 23, so once you've been scheduled, they're going to be they're going to be quicker responding. So that's why if some dealerships tell you, well, we need to wait until it gets scheduled and have a VIN number. And it's easier, because I will tell you that Ford's probably going to be, they're going to look at those, and they're going to get on it on those instead of waiting. But if you're like me, you're nervous, am I getting it or not? Because if I'm not, and the price has gone up, because we did see that with the XL, price went up $2,200.
Yeah.
Well, if you got a private offer 27, now you're $500 cheaper than we were last year. That makes sense. I'm going to do it. But some of you, you rely on that. Hey, this is what it was last year. I need it to be as cheap this year, at least close. And in almost every situation, it has been cheaper for people that receive the private offer. But if you don't get the private offer, that's a totally different ballgame. Somebody did ask a question. I saw it about Bronco, 23 Bronco. We don't have information yet of when new orders can be taken yet.
Nope.
So
I see when I think I can answer.
Okay.
My dealer offered me off the lot Lariat Lux for $38 to sell Ford, canceling me and putting fresh orders in my place. Seems Ford is giving some dealers ones to sell on the lots now. That would probably be one that got backed out on. They aren't doing stock units. So if you were sold one off the lot that wasn't stock, well, it's technically stock, but it was an order that was backed out on.
what color was a window sticker? If it was green, it was ordered for somebody, and they backed out.
Yeah.
So we actually had one that was drop shipped to New Jersey, and they couldn't get financed on a Lariat, loaded up Lariat. By the time it came in, they couldn't get financed because they were in a different situation.
Yeah.
We had to transport it back to here, and then did sell it. So anyway. All right. Any other comments?
Thank
Here's
you.
one on.
I like being here.
Here's one from Seth. McArthur had any hold up on the 23 Ranger Lariat production, as long as you don't have the 501A. So 501A is a hold up. 500As sound to be good.
I lost my place.
I have the commodity. So each week they're doing this, and I'm not going to share all of them every week because I don't want to ruin it for us. But on the Ranger, it says Yeah, the problem is if it's a Lariat 500A or 502A, it looks like you're good. 501A is not going to probably get scheduled. So keep that in mind.
If you got an email from Ford with a VIN saying that you're going to be built the week of December 5th,
Yep.
you're good to go.
We're seeing build dates. We actually have
He has a Tremor Lariat Lux,
1, 2, 3, 4.
not a rollover.
We have 4 built next week, scheduled to be built next week. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 scheduled to be built the week of the 12th and a bunch for the 19th. So they are building.
Do you have the 23 Super Duty constraint list?
Yes, I do. I do like that they're giving these. These are more of a commodity, like, how many they have orders for based on the capacity, which I actually like. So that can kind of tell you whether or not you're constrained. Now, of course, we do know King Ranch Platinum Limited is a job too, so they're not going to get scheduled yet. Lariat, we have 35% of the orders are ordered as a Lariat trim. 21% is the capacity, so that could take a little longer to get some of the Lariat scheduled. Tremor package is pretty close to being even there. The high output diesel is way over. They have a lot more orders than what their capacity is. Capacity is 10% on those. So if you choose a 6.7 liter diesel engine from that we've seen for a couple years, that's actually probably the best scenario there if you're looking at diesel. Let's see what other constraints. Tonneau covers. They've actually closed off orders with tonneau covers. If that tells you anything at all, they should do that for all.
Just get them aftermarket.
I wish Ford would just stay out of the aftermarket game when it comes to ordering. I've covered this in some of my complete guide videos. I know Sarah's heard it on my videos before. I wish that Ford's pushing these aftermarket stuff.
Do you mention that in the options area?
Yes.
I don't listen to that one.
I see. Anyway, let's see what else on those. Vista moonroof is 43 versus 20% capacity. Spray and bed liner is a constraint, 29 to 20. Running boards. So I mentioned running boards. Yeah, that one's constrained. And fifth wheel. It says fifth wheel, but I assume that's a fifth wheel prep package. Mm-hmm. So there you go. So.
All right. I ordered a 22X, or John Michael says I ordered a 22XL and haven't gotten anything other than confirmation. Then I ordered a 23XLT and it's being built week of December 12th, same dealership. Am I eligible for private offer?
Yes, you should be.
Yeah.
Especially, well, again, you need to, if you had a COVP order, and you have to, again, if you had a COVP approved order. So I would look, and now that you have a VIN number, go to the dealership and say, can you look up and see if I have that private offer? I should have one. And if they're pulling it up and they don't see it, then say, well, I should have one because if you COVP'd it last year, like you should have, may not word it that way, but then I should have one. So can you contact Ford, please, and make sure my private offer's in there? So I heard that they're not all matching up. Could you get mine? That's what you're going to need to do.
Yeah.
And they're going to need to contact Ford. So, and there are some situations where you can do exemptions and you're like, okay, well, this person should get one. And then they have to look for it. But some dealerships, as we found out with the private price protection, they're not trusting that Ford's going to pay them back. And so in a lot of those situations, they don't trust Ford. So they're not going to do it. They're like, oh, well, you know what? If we get it, we'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Sorry if you answered this already from Ian, but will a 22 transition to 23 Maverick order change the order number or sales code?
Yes. Okay. So the order number does not have to be the same as it was last year to get your private offer. It's not, your private offer has nothing to do with your order number. It all has to do with your order particularly, and COVP again, approved order. So that's what it has to do with. So you get it. And so like this year, we had a lot of them that were, because for this model year, Ford didn't push those orders over. The dealership had to order for you. So hopefully they did, and didn't assume that it was going to get pushed over. Bronco, they rolled the orders over. They canceled orders that had VIN numbers. They rolled those over, but all the others we had to put in new orders. So in those situations, we actually put in new order numbers for some people. So the order number doesn't have anything to do with it. So, and sales code would be your dealership
Yep.
be your sales code. So
That won't change.
you could have switched to a different dealership, and that's okay. That won't affect your private offer either. So we have somebody that has an order with us that had a private offer. That's one of the customers I was telling you about that had theirs with a different dealership, and I helped him get his private offer. And so we got it, and so it can be used on the order with us.
Yeah.
So
Did they fire all the zone reps?
they
Didn't fire. I think they just tried to move
early
them around.
retirement. Some of them they did. What they did is, so some of your inventory specialists are zone reps. They were zone reps.
Yeah.
Some of them they've moved into other areas and other places, but they did let a lot go. I don't remember. I mentioned it several months ago about them shifting, and they let 3,000 jobs that Farley let go, and the ones they let go were zone reps and such. They felt like they had too many reps going to dealerships. So for us, we don't have somebody on the sales side coming into the dealership anymore. We used to every month to go over, pack it and say, here's this stuff. Now they're doing that on a national level. They're doing your allocations and your and that you gain and everything. That's done on the national level now. And you have one person that's in charge of like 3 different regions. In fact, our person is out of Florida. That tells you anything. So our person's in charge of the Dallas region. In fact, I think our inventory specialist is in charge of 4 different regions now.
Yeah.
The KC region, Dallas region. I don't know. She's in charge of like 4 different regions.
Is she in charge of anything in Florida?
No. She's not.
That makes sense.
It's just where she lives.
That makes sense for Ford.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have to go. She sits at the computer, so
Yeah,
she can get more done. That's the goal, and I get the principle
it.
because then you can get more done. Because I can just email these customers out instead of having to drive and spend an hour in the car like our other zone manager did. She was out of Kansas City, but it's a 2-hour drive from there to here. So she would hit 3 different dealerships on the way here, and then go down to Wichita, hit a couple different dealerships, and then head back. And she might hit, in a day, she might get lucky if she could hit, 4 or 5 dealers. This way, this person could handle a lot more dealers.
Just like the trainers do.
Yeah. There you go.
Regarding the private offer, once the dealer looks up the private offer, do they apply it to your 23 order so it's ready for when I take delivery? From Christopher.
Yeah, that private offer is used on your 23 order.
saw
So again, it's like a rebate. So when they go to pull your Smart Vincent, and then they will pull a certificate inquiry when they do your Smart Vincent at that time, and then they check mark it, apply it to your vehicle, and then they print off all your rebate. It's like a rebate. It's the same thing as a rebate, so it is applied to your order through Smart Vincent.
This happens every time I go to move down to find a new question. Someone comments right when I do it, and it moves.
Okay, so ML Culpepper, you said, P.S. my private offer notification came through my phone's FordPass account notifications. So that is probably a different private offer. Like I mentioned earlier, you can have several different private offers.
Yeah.
One of them being one of those ICI private offers for like up to $2,000. That's different. That is different than this one. The transition private offers are not communicated to the customers at all in this. So what you receive through FordPass, I bet you, is actually one of those special private offers that you get from time to time, where you can get anywhere from $750 to $2,000 off of a model that you purchase or order within that date window. So a lot of people said, oh, my private offer expires January 3rd. That's not the transition private offer. That offer does not expire. That is one of the ICI offers I've been talking about, where you can get up to a certain amount.
Okay, now that Ford has given us canceled 22s a new order date of basically 11/14, what are the 11/22 interest rates available for Tier 1? So we went over that last week.
What are the rates for those that had their order put in
in November? Because they were canceled.
The Maverick doesn't have any special rates.
Right, there weren't any special rates for Maverick.
If you order one now, some of the models get that. We covered that on.
We went over that
If you
last
go to Ford.com, they actually have a thing in there that shows what models is included. The Maverick is not included in that.
It's not.
So standard rates.
Yeah.
So
Is the Farm Bureau offer always good in addition to any private offers?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So private offers basically it's like a rebate. So usually we'll work with College Rebate and Farm Bureau and X Plan. Don't let your dealership tell you that X Plan is not compatible with the private offer. That's bogus. They're just trying to get you to not do an X Plan is what they're trying to do.
Oh, I had one on the phone today. What was it? He Said his dealer said that he couldn't get the private offer. What was the reason he couldn't get his private offer? Oh, I can't remember.
Because they wanted to make money on them?
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember the reason, but his dealer was saying that he couldn't get the private offer. And I was like, no, that's not true. You get the private offer.
Yep. All right. I saw Vicky. Still no status on yours. Should have mentioned that when I talked to her today on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
That order. I've actually sent it to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I can't get any help with that.
He's sending it all over the place. Ford Authority says initial 23 Mavericks will be fleet orders. Is that true?
The original Maverick.
The initial 23 Mavericks will be fleet orders.
Nope.
No, in fact, because we have some coming in.
We had one that was built on 11/25 on the third day they're building, and it was a hybrid Lariat, not
And it was
fleet.
ordered.
Yep. So, and then we had another one two built this week, and they are not. In fact, one's a Tremor, and one's a black appearance package. This XLT, I didn't notice that, but it's not only is it a hybrid XLT, but it's also a black appearance package. So some of our first vehicles will get a Tremor, a black appearance package.
I was asked, when will people expect to see a video of a 23 Maverick in real life? We don't
December. In December.
Well, we don't usually do an actual full-length video on customer ordered vehicles.
I usually get the permission. I mean, I can do the video on their vehicle without any problem. But if I needed, like the one I drove last year, I got permission from that person to drive it for the video, so I get the permission. So, but yeah, typically I don't.
Because there's a Tremor coming in.
Yep, there's a Tremor.
And a black appearance package.
Yeah. And I think that customer I know actually that customer, so they might let me do theirs, and it's Avalanche Gray. So that'd be cool. And then...
What was that order number?
It's one of Kyle's order numbers.
No.
KO63.
Yep, I know that one.
And then, this in here, I think this other... Actually, we got two Tremors.
And I know that one.
Yeah.
We know both of those. So we might see a video.
Yep.
Woo-hoo.
And we'll I'm sure they'll let us do a video on it. Most people are like, they kind of get a kick out of seeing their vehicle.
They're like,
their vehicle.
Woo-hoo,
That's my vehicle.
Okay. Right. The Bronco Sport recall, does it apply to 1.5 and 2.0 engines? I saw something that said only 1.5.
Ooh, yeah, it did say 1.5. Did I miss that part? Sorry if I did.
If you decide to ditch the hitch, Niles will do everything he can to install it on his on your truck before it gets shipped to you.
I would, though, be a little leery because I don't know if that could be I think on the Maverick, that's welded on.
It is.
From the factory. So I don't think it's that easy to put on aftermarket. So, I mean, I would
chat with the Niles.
You know what I've seen people doing lately is they've been actually not had a luxury package, so they've added a package that comes with a hitch and then taken a hitch off.
I like that workaround. I like it.
Yes, for both the Escape and the Bronco Sport on the recall, it is the 1.5 liter. I totally went over that part.
Yeah.
1.
We somewhat like the new camera angle. It's different. We're getting
It's hard to get used to look over there.
But they say they like it.
Because I'm so used to just looking right above my screen.
I'm used to just looking at him and then looking up.
All right.
We'll get used to it. But they say they like the new angle.
Okay. Even this little bar right here.
At least it's not in my face now.
That's probably right there. That is the best angle right there. How about that? Sound good? All right. Next question.
All right. We went over that one. Of the content. Do I still have an order? Yes, Robert Bottenfield, we have your order in there. You are
not going
good to
anywhere.
go.
Not going anywhere.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, keep in mind, especially if you have a new order that has a lecture package on there.
Yes.
More than likely, you're probably going to be waiting till January or February to get scheduled. because this month it's going to be focused in towards the other orders that have priority. So that would be. What are you doing?
It's a little lower.
So y'all don't want to see my ugly face. So yeah, for those that have a new 2023 order that did not order in 22, unless you have a dealership that didn't prioritize those 22 orders, then they're going to be looking at those first. So especially if you have a luxury package and such, they're going to be looking at those orders first. You're probably going to be waiting. Now, if you're lucky and you have a new 23 order you ordered in the first couple days and you don't have the luxury packages, you actually have a shot at possibly, because like I said, 45% of the builds are going to be something without luxury packages, because probably XLs.
Yeah.
XL's probably going to be about 15% of those, and then you still have another 30% to be used there that between XL and Lariat. So there's a shot.
Yep. Mark says, I heard some people are getting rebates on 22 Mavericks. Is this true? If so, how do I find out if I might get one?
The only rebate that might be available is like a Farm Bureau rebate, or a college rebate, college or military rebate. Those are technically rebates, so that would be it. Or one of those private offers. Some people call them rebates. If they get a private offer, sometimes Ford will push out. Again, Ford's always pushing out different private offers, enticing people. And if you get a private offer that comes in within the window, because again, they're quarterly incentives, they're quarterly rebates that come out. So like the one that's right now, it does expire on the 3rd. You may not get another one that will not get extended, but if you're lucky and you get another one in your quarter 1, so each quarter they give certain customers private offers. We get a list of those customers and they show up when they do the do that. So
all right, RB says, I meant that my dealer ordered the Ford Transit Connect on the same day, 4/1/22, as the cutoff date for the transition. Was that one day too late to be eligible for it?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
I mean, I think that what you really probably need to do is just see if the dealership can, go to Ford and say, hey, am I getting a private offer for mine? If you had a 21 order or a 22 order, as long as that order was in before the deadline, you would get a private offer if it doesn't schedule.
Yeah.
So if it didn't get scheduled in 22 and you got that 22 order even by that deadline, you should still get a private offer.
Yeah. Jambi, I can almost guarantee that your mud flaps prevented you from getting your 22 Maverick built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Uh-huh.
It's a very low 5% capacity on that.
Tim Johnson, the only way that you can go from a 10, which is the highest priority a dealer can give an order, is to be selected by Ford during the scheduling process, and they put it as a 2. Okay. So as a 10, you're good to go until Ford selects you for scheduling. Yep. Do you have...
Yep. Right now, the canceled orders are getting priority 2s. So they're going to be looked at first as long as there's no constraints. So I've seen a couple that were like, that added some things, and I'm like...
The WV, they had both fresh and canned cranberry at Thanksgiving, right?
We did.
Yep. There was both this year.
It was my mom's recipe on the homemade...
Yep, that Emily made.
Yep. My daughter Emily made it.
Yep. And then canned as well for those that did not want the homemade cranberries.
And I didn't have either.
I didn't get any. I brought my food because my baby was sick, so they brought me food, and I didn't get.
Her baby was sick and she couldn't be with us, so we had to take food to her. So.
Does it apply? Yep, saw that one. Agreed. Ford does magic on transitioning to a priority 2. Do we pay taxes on the rebate amount?
It's usually on the rebates you pay taxes and the rebates come off after tax. It's after tax.
Ordered a 23 Lariat on October 1st. Dealership closed November 1st. What should I expect from Ford? So you ordered a 23 Lariat on October 1st?
Maverick? That's not.
Is that an F-150 or Maverick, James?
Yeah, you couldn't have ordered a Maverick. So he might be talking about an F-150.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, let us know because Maverick orders were done
in September. So if they took an order on October 1st, you didn't have an order. Sorry to say.
You know what they could have done though is place. Oh, it does say F-150. Okay. All right. So So then I'll go back. What was the question?
I ordered a 23 F-150 Lariat on October 1st. Dealership closed November 1st.
Oh, the dealership closed November
Ooh.
1st. Your order was pushed to a different dealership. You might have to call Ford customer support and ask them what dealership your order's with.
Yeah.
Because they should have reached out to you. But I actually saw that happen to somebody in California. The dealership closed down. All the orders were transitioned to another dealership. They're given to another dealership.
Patrick asked if you can show where the dealer enters your email address so you receive the emails from Ford on the updates.
It's under the contact information. Yeah, and on those canceled orders, they have to go in there and do that.
Yeah.
So whether I can show that, I can. Well, I hate to do this on somebody's order here because I don't want them to see address. It's kind of hard for me to. Here, I can do one of these Party 99s because it doesn't have their information yet.
Alan, yes, it's only the 1.5 on that recall.
Okay, so all right, I think I can show this. Maybe not.
Stop moving.
It still didn't show.
Stop moving. There, okay. We have some people saying good night.
There we go.
We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Already? It's early. All right, so I think you can see this, can you? All right. So here, these are 4 that still have Party 99, so I can show you because their info wouldn't, I don't think it'll be in there. There you go. So when they click on the view for the retail order information, that's where they would see this. Now, a lot of dealerships say, I can't edit this because when they can't click into that box, they got to go down here to edit. Uncheck the box, and then they can fill in the rest. So that's how that's done.
Yep. Bronco private offer, is it compatible with D-Plan?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Quickest answer I've had. Yes.
I ordered an F450. Will the constraint on the 5th wheel affect getting the truck?
Probably.
Tim needs an on-air sign. We have one.
I got one.
We have one. It's not behind us though.
Yeah, I actually put one here because guys keep talking. You can actually if you watch the trailer at the beginning of the video, you can hear the guys, and I'm just like, I got a sign right here.
You can hear him chattering in some videos if you turn off Tim's voice.
That's what I get when I'm in a high traffic area.
Yeah.
And a lot of loud sales guys.
Back to the Bronco private, or no, F450.
Okay. The 5th wheel?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there is the 5th wheel mentioned. It was in here. What was it? 5th wheel. It's like 50% of the orders are ordered with the 5th wheel prep package, I assume, and their capacity is 26%. So there is a possibility that it will take longer to get scheduled. I should say that. And more than likely, there is a possibility that it doesn't get scheduled if you have that on there. I know last year, at one point, they said take those off your orders, and we started removing them. So, I mean, that's a great prep kit. I mean, because it has all the wiring and the holes already pre-drilled and everything. It's a nice package. Makes it easy to go ahead and get one. But
Yep. How many Bronco orders were canceled by Ford on November 21st?
I don't know, actually.
And we have no idea.
I was wondering that.
That is a big number.
I looked at the commodity. I was hoping that I'd have information on that. And actually, they did not list how many orders they have because I knew what it was last week. And so I was looking to see if it was on there, and it's not on there.
They're watching us.
Yeah. So
They know.
I can tell you that only thing I can do is break it down by what percentage of the orders are what. So 27% of the orders that are currently in the order bank are ordered as wild tracks, 27%. And their capacity is 15%. So if you have a wild track, hang in there. And then the other one doesn't say what the capacity is for Badlands, and only 8% of the orders are Badlands. That's actually a pretty low number, and that's good. Outer Banks, 16% with Outer Banks, and capacity is 29, so you're probably good if you got that. Big Ben, we know that's an easy one. Black Diamond is 8%, Base is 9%. Big Ben is 8%, and then Everglades is 22%. So it doesn't say what their capacity is on Everglades, but I assume that's more than what their capacity is. So I guess we could do some math here. Outer Banks is like 30, and you're 15, and you're
he's doing the math,
60.
guys.
So 40% is the rest of the trims.
In case you didn't know, he started out as a math major.
Yeah, just don't ask me to do it live.
All right.
We're still lagging. We're actually working on upgrading our computer.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get it upgraded so we'll have less lag.
Yep.
When it freezes, that's
Did
a
you
lag.
reply to Vicky Dell?
Yes.
Okay.
It hasn't changed.
Has not changed. Dealer still may.
Did you get that sent in the mail? Nailed out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Tim was a math teacher? No. I was a math major.
He was going to,
I was going
but
to.
he couldn't pass one class.
Yep.
Okay. 4 high, 4 low. I am on. I must have missed your question. If you can retype it, I can read it off for Tim to answer. Right now, I'm trying not to backtrack so I don't lose where we're at. But maybe Tim can backtrack while I find the next one.
So this other one did we get this one? Don't they cancel VINs, replacement orders, not count towards allocations? If so, for the customers who found different vehicles, why
That one's
wouldn't
further
you
down.
put it in?
That one's down.
Oh.
Lower. So 4 high, 4 low. Retype your question, and we'll get it answered for you.
And so have you gotten to that one? Because
Not yet.
yeah, I'm not sure what you're meaning there. So any of the ones of the VINs that got canceled, that they had VIN numbers but they were scheduled with VIN numbers and they got canceled. So we're supposed to receive allocations for those added to our allocations at the end. But they did say that on a lot of other models, but they didn't say that on the Mavericks. I don't know if we're getting any more, but those orders have to be, you don't get extra allocations this month for that. So like those 21 that got pushed over for us, we didn't then go from 43 to 64. That's not how it worked. So we didn't automatically get allocations for those canceled orders. You still have to schedule them within your allocations if that was what you're asking.
Mm-hmm. John B. Mean Stroke. I didn't have an X-Plane when I ordered my 22 Maverick that was never built. But in the time between, I got an X-Plane number. Can I use the X-Plane on my 23?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Long Mac. Don't forget the full tank of gas, but what do you get with the Mustang Mach-E?
Full charge. Full charge. I only got 90% charge, but He said, well, it was a 90%. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll probably charge here a couple times anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
An order dealer has to update me. Should I?
And we top off the fluids too. Washer fluid.
Oh yeah. Charlie says put an order in for 23 Escape hybrid on October 15th. Dealer hasn't updated me. Should I have any info by now or wait until they start building? It depends.
They have started scheduling some for
but
23,
it depends
but
on how your dealer's handling things, how many orders they already had.
like it has to do, with how many allocations they get as well. Don't forget about that. So
There's a lot that goes into play with that. I would just ask your dealer. And,
maybe check on Fridays because they do schedule on Thursdays. And they're supposed to schedule Escape this week, so you might wait Thursday and see if you get scheduled, and maybe give them a call on Friday.
Yeah. Ford built my F-150. So Joe says, Ford built my F-150 that I haven't yet received. They deleted my co-pilot assist and connected navigation. I will not accept the truck. I ordered a 23. Will I get a private offer?
No. They built, in Ford's mind, they built your truck.
Yep.
I know that you originally ordered it with the Sirius and the nav, and because of constraints, they had to remove that to build it. And so in their mind, it was built, so they will not give you a private offer to build another one because more than likely that might be a constraint again this year. So, yeah. So just like we're seeing, some of the Lightnings right now that are being built without the motion control seats. They're coming without the onboard scales. and the heated steering wheel, that can be added later, but in these cases I can't. And I don't think that I don't know about the nav. I'd have to check and see if the nav and the connected, I don't think that could be added back on. So I think that's a software thing. But, but in their mind, it's already been built. So.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad. Serious, I mean.
Yeah, that's something that some people absolutely love.
Well, here's the way they look at it. I can take my phone, right? And it is Sync 4, by the way. So wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. So you connect your phone when you get in the vehicle. You have navigation using Waze app. If you use Android Auto, using Google, or if you have an CarPlay, of using that. So in their mind, you still have navigation by connecting using the Apple CarPlay or that, as well as you can still get Sirius. So I have, like my wife's vehicle with hers, I have the Sirius signed up. It gives me access to the app, so I can pull the app out. It's inconvenient. I agree, because I actually signed up for the Sirius because I like to be able to just boom, boom, boom. It's right there. I don't want to have to pull my phone out while I'm driving, connect the Sirius, right?
See, and I have to have mine plugged in because I got into my truck and I'm like, we went to go to Wichita and we're like, there's no navigation. And so I'm sitting there holding my phone. And then I get back, I'm like, there's no nav in my truck. There's no navigation. I need navigation. Why was I not told about this? He's like, go watch my video. So I watched it. I'm like, there's Sync 3.
Job requirement. So you don't have Sync 3.
What do I have?
You have an XLT. You have Sync, but not Sync 3. But you still have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay.
Okay, so I have Android Auto.
She just has to plug in.
I plug it in.
But there you go. Anyway, so that's why Ford doesn't feel like you still have access to navigation and Sirius if you really want it using
honestly,
those.
Waze and Google Maps are so much better than the navigation that they would provide.
I don't actually, in my Lightning, I don't actually use the voice commands from that. I'd rather use the Google ones. I press the Google microphone because I think it does a better job than the other system does.
Yeah.
And
and we had Waze going. Someone asked about Waze. We were driving to Kansas City and there was a wreck. And so we knew before we got to that. And then there was a car on the shoulder and it actually read out to us, there's a car on the shoulder. And so we were like, what did it just tell us? There's a car. Oh, yep, there's a car up there. So
there are a lot of people that like it better. But anyway, next question.
All right. Any love from Ford on order J31H from Sophie Syke? I don't recognize that one.
Hold on a second. I can tell you if it's been scheduled or not.
Yeah.
Oh, J30H. Oh, missed it by one.
Yep.
Nope.
Looks like not scheduled yet.
Not scheduled yet. All
right. In the article this morning, Ford Authority states at least some Ford Bronco Sport deliveries are being delayed as a result of a recall that was issued last week. Is that right?
Don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. There's a possibility. We actually have a bunch of vehicles. In fact, we're going to move our lot around because we have so many that have a recall where we can't even drive them.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually park them. We're going to have one line and park them all over there, pull the keys and put green signs that says not for sale on them because there are a lot of vehicles, F-150s. And
Do we have any Mavericks yet?
We don't have any Bronco Sports. So.
You have any Mavericks?
Mavericks.
With a recall?
One showed up the other day. And they order the parts for that recall on that one.
Awesome.
So,
will you get a build date, or when will you get a build date if you have a build week of 11/28 from Jim?
11/28. You should have already gotten a build day. If you call Ford customer support or your dealership, they can tell you. Like I looked up ours that were have this week's build date, and I got actually all of ours had a build week of 11/28, and one of them is 12/1, and the other two was yesterday.
Yep.
One had a build date of yesterday's date, and it's already released. It said. So it takes usually 2 days, so it means it was released today.
Yeah.
So one's in the body shop because it is the one that's getting the Tremor package, so it's probably there for some of that stuff.
Okay. Rhino 6722 Ryan in Minnesota, get back to me regarding the merch. Yes. And I think I saw your email yesterday, but I was at home.
Is this the one about the tumblers and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna email you.
Yeah.
So is that who's it?
We've been pretty busy today. Rhino 6722.
Oh, okay. Match that up with you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I actually do. I'm interested. So
Yeah.
yeah. So he's gonna help us with possibly
Something
doing
new.
some different tumblers for maybe our members or something.
Yeah.
So cool.
My question about a change in order numbers because Ford customer service could confirm my 22 order was canceled, but could not confirm a 23 order with my 22 order number.
Ford customer support couldn't confirm it.
That's correct. They confirmed it was canceled, but could not confirm a 23 with the order number.
You just need to go into your dealer. Just go to your dealership
Yeah.
and say, "Here's my order number. Can you look it up?" You should have a 23 order in there.
Yeah. Has Ford come out with low speed brake grab update on the Mavericks? It was to be this week. So far, not yet.
I don't
Right.
know.
Okay.
I'm not really on that service side much, so some of that stuff I can't always answer
Yeah.
when it's related to that. So
You said earlier on the stream that canceled VIN orders that customers took different ones instead you wouldn't re-enter. Doesn't it work with those are not counted against allocations?
no, all of our orders are completed through allocations. So we're gonna get a set number of allocations no matter how many orders we have. Like we have over 700 orders, and I'm telling you right now, we did not receive that. Ford's saying we're not going to get that many allocations. They're going to do what they can to get as much as they can, but we're not going to be able to fulfill them all. Because of that, if anybody takes one that somebody doesn't take, like we've had a lot of those that actually came in because some of those people took an order that became available from somebody else. Then if they did take one of those, then like right now, if we have, let's say somebody has a 23 order in, which we've already actually had that happen about probably 5 times, and I've canceled their orders.
Yeah.
And they say, we'll do whatever you want with the order, but I don't feel right of having that order get scheduled with nobody attached to it than somebody else that could get theirs built. So that's why I'm saying if you have a 23 order with us and you don't plan to fulfill that order and plan to take delivery of it, please let us know so we can cancel the order so that somebody else that's in line can get theirs built. So I kind of mentioned this back in September that I really was the only, and I know there's some of you that are doing that because you want to make sure, but there are people that could not order a Maverick because there are people that put 2 and 3 orders in at different dealerships. And just trying to figure out which, they did that because they're like, okay, and I understand that. I'll put my one order in a smaller dealership locally, and I'll put one in with you. It's a bigger dealership, and let me see which one gets scheduled first.
Yep.
And some people said, well, if you want to, great. More power to you. I mean, Sarah has one, her husband ordered one.
Yep.
They want 2 Mavericks, and that's completely honest and legit and everything. But if you think about that concept of if everybody put 2 orders in, there's going to be half of those orders aren't even going to be fulfilled. What if they all get canceled?
Yeah.
Then they're going to build a bunch of stock orders, and your guys are going to be paying $5,000 over MSRP.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
If I get scheduled, can I add the hitchback?
Try. Ford might catch on eventually, but you can ditch the hitch. Okay, so I haven't said it yet in this episode. You can ditch the hitch, right? Get scheduled, and then we can request to be added on. Yeah, it is a possibility. We did it with some Raptors. We had some Raptors get scheduled, and then we threw on the 37 package.
Oh no, I lost where I was, and you guys have been chatty. All right, 1 second. Here we go.
That was always my issue.
Can you repeat that about not being able to do an aftermarket hitch on a Maverick?
Yeah, I think on the Maverick, it's not just, the hitch isn't just bolted on like it is like on a Bronco, I believe. Mm-hmm. So I think it has to be welded on. That's what somebody on the live stream commented that last week or the week before and said that. So I've been asking aftermarket. I'll push them a little bit more about that on what that takes. I don't know. So
I am right there.
All right. So can you repeat the question about the hitch? Okay, yeah. And then, all right. Let's see. Ford customer service confirmed I have a private offer to my Lightning, but they said it has zero value at this time. But when it was delivered, the amount will be added. Does that make sense? Okay, so some of those private offers will have a zero amount sometimes, but on these it would be based on what trim you have, and that's probably why it's showing a zero. So it probably depends on what you order, and so that's they're probably saying once you get a VIN, put the VIN in, and then the dollar figure will show up. So they probably are. That's probably correct.
Yep. Okay. Just confirm that my canceled 22 order is now a priority too. Woohoo!
And they are. If you check now, they all should be. So. All of ours are. So they actually said it was going to be done after the 30th, but I think, and like I actually had mentioned to the brand manager, I said, but if you don't do it till the 30th, you schedule on the 1st, does that mean all those people that weren't priority to are going to be overlooked that first week? That's not fair, because sometimes all of our orders will be fulfilled that first week of allocations that we have available. So we'd have 43 that get scheduled, and they won't even be looked at. I noticed today we don't have any previewing. So I think that's what they did is today, I think they gave those orders priority 2. And so then that way they can be looked at this week for scheduling. So kudos to them.
Ford customer service confirmed I have a private offer for my Lightning, but they said it has zero value at this time. Okay. Yeah. Robert Bottenfield, please email me. I'll go over that with you. 23 Ranger arrived today, 13 weeks from order to today. Can my dealer email me proof of my transition private offer, or do I need to go to the dealership?
Yeah, they can. I mean, if they can just see it, they can actually give you your certificate number, their certificate number tied to it. They can, I had Tim, that had emailed me and said, is mine showing up? And I'm like, I took a little screen grab of it. You know, if you use a snipping tool on your computer, have them do a screen grab, and boom, show it to you. And that's what I did. I emailed them to, yep, it's in there. It's there, just to show proof of it. But they can give you a certificate number. You can also, if it is showing in there, if they're saying, yep, it is in there, call Ford customer support. They can give you a certificate number. I mean, if your dealerships, you're struggling to get them to help you out and give you that information. And sometimes they just don't know. They're like, we got you covered, but again, dealerships are untrusting, and you just want to make sure, because you don't want to have any, when you come to pick it up, have any issues. So.
Yeah. Does your priority code ever change from 15 to a lower number on your Maverick build? Trying to learn how the system works.
Okay, so the dealership puts in your order anywhere from priority 10 to 19. It is their prerogative to be able to move that priority number around. So what Ford instructed dealerships to do was any new orders, put them at a 15. Any of your people that were unscheduled, since they had to be put in as new orders, to put those in as 10s. Again, our system, I've mentioned it in the past, some of you that maybe you haven't seen this, is what we did at our dealership was if you had like an October order from last year for a 22 order, I put them as a 10. November's were 11, December 12, January 13, and then I put some. We had some from a rental company. I put them at 14, and then all of our new orders at 15. Yeah. So once those 10, 11, 12, 13, 14s get scheduled, I'll move the 15s up to 10s, probably based on when they ordered. So, but that takes a lot of work. Dealerships may not do that, but as long as everybody else at your dealership is at the same number, then nobody gets any special treatment. Right? Yeah.
If I am a 22 to 23 Maverick or rollover and then XLT with 360, how good is my chance to get scheduled early?
Pretty good if you just have the 360.
Yeah.
And depends on when you ordered.
Yeah.
And your priority based on everybody else's priority.
There's so much to go into everything.
So number one thing that's looked at is your priority number, right? And if everybody else has the same priority as you, then that's taken out of the equation. Yeah. The next thing is your order date. So those that ordered on the 16th, their orders will be looked at before somebody that ordered on the 17th with the exact same order.
Fabrice, he's kind of going over somewhat of what you're talking about too. Priority 19. It depends on how your dealer is handling priorities. Yeah. Some dealers just put them in there and they leave the priority, the standard 19. Some are moving them around. It really depends on how your dealer is handling the priorities.
The default is 19, and a lot of dealerships, when they put new orders in, they just put them as 19.
They don't worry about.
So when they click on retail, the system automatically defaults and gives a priority code of 19 automatically. And since some dealerships just leave them all at 19, and then they might have somebody that's bought 10 cars from them in the past, and that's a good customer that comes in the service drive, every oil change, and gets everything done here. When they have body shop work, they get it done at the dealership. When they need a rental vehicle, and so they're a high valued client because they do all their business with you, and maybe they're that kind of stuff. That gives that dealership a priority to say, you know what, he is a good loyal customer. Give them a higher priority, and they can give them a 10. Kind of like the same reason that they allowed for prioritization on those Lightnings.
Yeah.
And I know I have one person that thought they were first in the Lightning, and they're upset because they didn't get one of the first invites and one of the first 15 or 20 invites. And when they finally got one, they're upset with us. Well,
yeah. All right. Ordered on day 2, Maverick XLT slide window, Copilot 360, hitch from smaller dealer in Durant. What are my chances? It's going over the same thing.
Yeah, it depends on how many allocations they get, how many they have now, if there's any rollover orders ahead of yours, if yours is a rollover order. There's some of that there. So it really depends. The hitch could cause a problem. So
yeah. Do you anticipate a constraint list for December for next Tuesday's live stream? I see lots of people interested in the 45% non-Tremor trailer tow option 60B.
Well, every week they actually give a new commodity is what they call it, constraint, and on this, and so like the Maverick, and they do update the percentages every week. See if they change. The hitch number is still the same, 65% based on 45%. I assume that's the same option Cody's looking for. There's only one hitch option.
Yep.
Trailer, it's not really trailer tow, because trailer tow package is only available in the 4K tow package. So I'm assuming you're talking about the hitch. But again, that's a constraint. But if you go, what do they say, non-Tremor? Yeah. So if you just have the hitch, chances are a little bit better for you, but
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Does Ford allow any RHD vehicles here in the U.S.?
RHD. I don't know what that means.
Could that be the what's supposed to be the 24 Ranger here, but the 23 Ranger in Europe?
I don't know.
Okay. We don't know what RHD is standing for.
Yeah, maybe you can help me, because like on the other one, I know some of you in some of the different groups, like the Transit Connect, I didn't know what he meant, what FTC was, and Transit Connect. So I'm not always in that world because we don't sell a lot of Transit Connects.
Yep.
But so maybe it's abbreviation that I'm not aware of. But so.
Is the private offer able to be used with A-Plan Maverick? Yes. Building an F-150 Raptor tomorrow. Any advice?
F-150 Raptor. Any advice? I think they said to go with the non-37, so the 37 package. I know that they're not, I don't believe that they're scheduling those. Where's my scheduling notes over here? They don't actually have anything else for Raptor here. I know they're looking for non-37s. Now, I assume your dealership has an allocation for Raptor. Because like for us, they told us, hey, we have 7, we can give you 7 Raptor allocations this week. And we're like, oh, wait a minute. If we'd known that, we would have gotten some customers and gotten orders put in. So you might put an order in, but they may not look at it until your dealership has allocations. But I know for one, when we had those 7, they said non-37s.
Yeah.
And then I think the optional wheel.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I'm not sure for sure. But
did anyone ever get or find out what happens to the protective cap for the connector when the tailgate wiring is disconnected for temporary use? It was supposed to come with all Mavericks.
No. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you could order that through parts.
Yeah, I would talk to your parts department. If you drop the tow package from your Bronco order and have been scheduled since then, will it impact your private offer? Pro or con?
No. Your private, once you have that private offer, it's yours. Nothing will void that from you getting it. That was based on your 22 order, not anything you do to your 23 order. But I were you, I would leave the tow package on. Because looking at the constraint lists, I was going to mention this today. Tow package. So 31% of the Bronco orders have the tow package on them, and the capacity is 55%. So add your tow packages on. As of right now, it's within the capacity, and I think I know last year it was actually a problem. This year it is not, or at least right now. Probably because they canceled a bunch of orders that probably had the tow package on there, and that's what opened that up a little bit.
RHD, right-hand drive.
Oh. Yeah, well, those, no, we can't sell those. All the any of the models, like there's Ford of Europe, there's Ford of Australia, there's Ford of Canada. Like, we can't actually sell a United States vehicle in Canada.
Right.
So,
but could they bring one here? Like,
they could bring, if they bought one there and they moved
here. But they
here.
have to have residence in Europe.
I don't know. If they already purchased it and they bring it over, I assume they could bring it over, but they're probably going to have to switch.
Titling and all that.
They're getting, well, the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
Well, I've seen people driving on the other side of the car.
Yeah, they call them mail trucks. That's good. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I know that like they make Ford really wants all the different divisions, all the different countries to have their own sales. So like you can't, we can't sell a vehicle in the U.S. to Canada.
That's right. Zoom says he's ex-postal. He misses driving the wrong way. There's a market for it here.
There you go.
Picked up my mud flaps for the ordered Maverick today. One less constraint to worry about. Roll bug cover next. Woohoo!
There you go.
How's good my chance to get scheduled early? If I am a 22 to 23 rollover,
should get prioritized if your dealership did that.
What is my chance to get scheduled early?
If your dealership prioritized your orders, I mean, they should be the first ones.
Yeah.
But again, if let's say, for us, we had, 100, over 100 rollover orders, they're all priority 10, 11, 12. We had your sister's, because we didn't have the luxury package on there, that hers was actually a 15, but it was the very first 15 order I put in. It got scheduled because it did not have the luxury package. Yeah. And so that could happen. So more than likely, though, that the goal is to go with those first orders, but not all of them will get scheduled. Because like I said, we have 43 allocations. We still have 100 of those to schedule.
Yep.
Well, all 43, I guarantee you of those 43, some of those will be priority 15s.
Yeah. Because
they can't, almost all of, I know I put a lot of those orders, a lot of them have the luxury package on there, and they're not going to, they're going to schedule non-luxury package vehicles too. So
I already got a 1/9 build week for my 23 Bronco Badlands. When do you think I'll have a build date?
Okay, so your build week is the week of the 9th, or January 9th. So probably around January 1st.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, probably. Usually about 10 days to 2 weeks before.
January. Yeah.
So something like that.
Any update on 23 Lightnings that are on chip hold? Mine has a blend date of 10/25, and it's just on hold.
Yeah, we have about 5 of those, I think. I don't know. I guess the answer is I don't know. But we do have some ourselves. A lot of these that they are slated to sent off site. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 of those ourselves. So I'm not sure. I can look up some of these and see if they've changed status on any while you're asking the next question.
Okay. I was sent an email that my 23 Mustang Mach-E would be in production the week of November 21st. I have not heard anything since. Do you think my car has been built?
You would have gotten an email. I guess the question first is, did you get the email that says they've received your order? And evidently you did, because I got a scheduling email. So that means it probably isn't built yet. So they might have pushed yours back a week to this week. So maybe any time you would get one. But you can call Ford customer support, and they can actually look up your order and see what the status is of your order.
Did you say that the heated steering wheel and heated seats could can be added after.
On the Lightning, heated steering wheel.
Not heated seats.
The heated seats aren't being removed. They're standard on all
that's right.
Lightnings. So I meant heated steering wheel, not heated seats. Now ours still have the scent off. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Now we have 7. So we have one that actually. Yep. So ours are still sitting there too.
All right. Did the 23 Maverick add navigation to the Lariat trim with the Lux package?
Yes.
Yes.
Lariat Luxury package will get the navigation.
Yeah.
On-screen nav.
Yeah. I had a COVP for a 22 Maverick that rolled over to 23. Should my dealer be able to find my COVP?
Yes.
Yep.
And if they can't see it in there, that's where they need to email the inventory specialist. She's gonna be busy. Everybody's gonna be going to their dealership.
Waze is much better than any maker. Yep. Are the majority canceled 22s converted to 23s already being scheduled in December or January?
A lot of the build dates are through December that they've scheduled for already. So are they canceled or just say carryover?
Canceled.
Okay, the canceled ones haven't been scheduled yet.
Yeah.
So they're going to be scheduling for January build dates. That's this week they're going to start scheduling for almost all of them for January build dates. Even the F-150, which schedules only a month in advance, they're going to be scheduling for the week of January 9th. Everybody else is going to be scheduling for the month of January.
Yep.
So.
Are you going to have a lot walk for the members this week?
Yeah, should have.
He didn't last week because
I was off.
He was off.
You know what? I'm going to start doing that. When Ford's closed, I'm going to take the day off. Because see, Ford, they closed Thanksgiving. They weren't open on Friday or Saturday, so there was no dealer news or anything for those days. It was kind of nice. It was like, I don't have to worry about that. So when they're closed on all those holidays, on those Mondays, I'm taking those days off.
We have not heard anything on the Maverick low-speed fixed grab. We have not heard anything for it yet.
Oh, like the brake? I think it's the way the brake. I don't know if it's a problem. I think it's just people they don't like how how in a hybrid at slower speeds.
So I haven't driven the hybrid.
Grabbing. Well, have you driven our Fusion? No.
Well, yes, and I drove my Transit and it did the grabbing.
I don't know. I mean, it's the regenerative braking that I think they're having issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Any luck with the arrival of airbag parts for the stop sale Mavericks yet?
Okay, so they have to have a sales contract for them to be able to order them.
Oh.
So we had one that came in that had the airbag recall, so we have to have a sales contract. Once they have that and proof of that, they'll order the parts because they want to focus on those first. The rest of them are coming in January.
Yep.
So for those that have one that they're already driving, those parts will be available in January. But for people that have one at a dealership, they can start ordering parts. They just have to get with the sales department and get a sales contract. Then service can order them.
Richie, I think... Oh, we did answer Hunter's question. Yes. We are backed up on the questions, guys.
We're a little behind. I'm a little wordy in answering.
You're already priority 2 on the Maverick rollover order. Is it worth trying to remove the hitch, or is it a pain to change the priority to take it off and get it back to priority 2?
Okay, so if you're priority 2 and you want to remove the hitch, here's my take on that is if you're priority 2, I wouldn't change anything anyway. I mean, unless you just totally didn't want something that was already in, you didn't get a chance to change your order. Let's say if it was something major, like I wanted this or this or this, then they can make changes to that. In the past, we called our Ford zone rep, but now the inventory specialist should be able to make those changes for you. But if you're priority 2 and you have the hitch because you're afraid it won't get scheduled with the hitch on there, I would leave it on because you're going to get it before somebody else that has a priority 10.
Yeah.
So I would leave it if it's just about the hitch.
Yeah. I saw a Maverick advertised the other day for $69.9 and it said series spiders only. Can dealers really charge that much? On stock units?
They can charge whatever they want. In fact, there was an article I was reading today on Automotive News that talked about Farley saying that they were going to make dealerships stick to their pricing. And they said, well, we technically can't do that You know, I'd love to see it on those electric vehicles, you know, and such to be MSRP pricing. And they also said that they still will be buying from dealers, but technically, it is because really what's happening is the dealerships are buying the vehicles from Ford.
Yeah.
You're not buying the vehicle from Ford. You're buying the vehicle from the dealer who's buying the vehicle from Ford.
Yep.
So technically, we've already purchased the vehicle. On all these orders, we get an invoice. So when that vehicle gets shipped out, we get sent an invoice because it basically that's your payment statement. They're saying we want paid. And if you're on a floor plan, they take care of it, and we pay for those vehicles before you pay for them. So technically, it's our vehicles to sell with whatever price we want. And if you don't, I mean, if you look, there's actually some people that have said, you know what? We've seen what the market is. If you want to buy your ordered vehicle, you have to pay this over. And we've seen dealerships doing that and say, oh, if you don't want it, I can make 10 grand on it from somebody else.
Yep.
I'll just put on a lot and I'll get 10 grand for it. Or if you can buy it for 5 grand. And that's not fair. They shouldn't be doing that. And I agree with that. But
do you still recommend the roll-up bed cover to maximize open cover hauling capacity? Yes. The hard roll-up will have take up a little bit more room than the soft roll-up. So I think those are the easiest to get the most carrying capacity with a bed cover.
the roll-ups are the folding ones will always if you want to be able to stick things out at the top of it, you have to fold it all the way up against the glass. So then you can't see out the glass. You got to rely on your outside mirrors and your backup camera. So that's why I don't like myself like the trifolds, whether it be the soft or the hard. Now, if you don't have to put it in front of the glass, you can leave it, but then you lose a third of that. So then you only have 2/3 open to be able to use. I like the roll up because it rolls up,
and the hard
it takes
roll
a
up
lot less room.
takes some room, but not as much room as the fold. And then the soft roll up takes even less room. So it really depends what your needs are.
The only problem with the soft roll up is snow and such on it because they'll tend to sag. But there are supports in there as well for them. But I like the hard roll up.
You got that one. Got that one. Did you guys receive? Yes, I did get it. Yes, Roel. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Birnbaum. There we go. Birnbaum. Yes, I did. I got you put in there today. Or no, it was last week. I remember that. I ordered Maverick Tremor from only option added was Copilot 360. And any chance getting it early next year?
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
There's a
lot going into it.
I do know that Tremors, we only had 42 Tremor orders. So
we have, how many Tremors got scheduled?
We've had 5 get scheduled so far.
Okay,
I think,
so we've had,
right?
Ordering from McArthur Ford.
You got to remember, any of these ones that come out, they want to get the Tremors and the black appearance packages into dealers, and they want to get it out on social media. So they're going to try to do some of those early on because they want to get them out.
Patrick W. Says, I am in Canada as well. I was told by my dealer that the order banks were closed after 5 days. Sold out. Yep. I hadn't heard that Canada was as well.
I don't know when their order banks opened, if they opened the same time or not, but they might have opened up with the U.S. I don't know.
Can you confirm that all your Tremor orders were done on the 20th, as that was the earliest they could be entered?
Actually, that's not true. We could save the Tremor orders on Saturday before that.
But would it be marked as that date?
A lot of dealers didn't know that. Let's look. A lot of dealers, I have, also you couldn't technically order a vehicle until the 16th either. But I have some orders with the date stamped the 15th because we saved the orders. And then that night, boom, we pushed them all at once. So they're, just depends on who you are. Let's look. I'm curious.
Johnson said he just found a bolt-on hitch for the Maverick.
Okay. There you go.
There you go.
Send that info to us.
Yeah.
Timothy Bartz at Gmail. Send that info and we'll pass it on. I love to get that information for aftermarket hitches. So I want to know that. So let's look and see what some of these dates are. That one's on the 19th for a Tremor. 19th. Like I said, we saved. There was a day when they opened it up and you could actually save them. And then I noticed that once you went ahead and submitted the order, it kept the original save date. That one says the 20th, 19th. So most of them I'm seeing is 19th and 20th. Maybe the 19th was that first day. 21st.
All right.
19th.
Vicky Dell.
I'm seeing 19th and 20th for most of
I believe
ours.
Vicky Dell has a 23 Maverick. Is that correct?
22.
22.
That's that one that's been sitting at the plant since July.
Okay, no, yours will be a 22.
Yep, it'll be a 22.
I'm in Kim. My dealer has one allocation.
Which is crazy because the 23s are getting shipped out before hers is. That's stupid.
It's that recall. Someone said that you can't have a right-hand wheel or a right-hand drive option in the US, like they won't let you, but this one says that Jeep has a right-hand Wrangler option on its website.
Yeah, a lot of like rural mail carriers use Jeeps.
Yeah, and a lot of I love those out country.
Probably got to order those fleet though.
I can't say rural. I cannot. Rural. I can't say it, so I tend to avoid it.
You must get that from me.
The country folk out there like the mail carriers like their right-handed vehicles. Okay.
I might drive better that way.
I said earlier, they do have a Tremor in black appearance scheduled. That is correct. We do. I pre-ordered with you all for my Maverick Tremor, but Tremors did not become available until the 19th. How do we Tremor orders fall on the priority 15? Do we land back of the line date?
Well,
so they kind of coincide, right?
Okay, so since their dates are later, they would, in a sense, be looked at later. But like we said, Ford is going to build a certain percentage as Tremors, 8%. So what they're going to do is they're still going to be looking at those first dates because since no other Tremors are before that, like ours say the 19th, most of ours are say 19th and 20th on them. Then that's, that they're going to be looked at. The ones from the 19th will be looked at first that have all the same priority. Now, we do have some people that had a carryover 22 order, and then they elected to go with a Tremor. And so the ones that we had that were scheduled were actually carryover orders.
Okay. Stay safe. A lot of people are saying good night. What are the odds of my Bronco build date moving from 1/9 week? Badlands 2.7 tow Sasquatch high package hardtop. So he's wondering if it's going to get moved back.
It's hard to tell, but Badlands I think is probably more likely not to be moved back.
Yeah.
2.7 is not really a constraint. Sasquatch is a little. But,
yeah.
I mean, you've already been scheduled. The constraint usually is if you're not scheduled. So it would just be with, if they happen to have some issues with, like, the hardtop being available that week or something like that, then that's, I mean, I know some people have been moved back, but these 23s, we should be good to go for a little while on these and not get pushed back.
Yep. Mike Mahathi says his MAV braking is normal for the hybrid. He likes it.
Yeah, I think that's the regenerative braking.
Yeah.
Maybe Ford's system is different than maybe Honda and Toyota's, and so maybe they're just not used to it. Maybe somebody's new to the hybrid. I don't know. But that's the regenerative braking. You kind of want to brake early, to regenerate as much as you can and back in.
My dealer's 22 Demo Lightning finished production in July and is still not delivered. How can this be?
Got overlooked.
Are there any air updates available for the Maverick?
Any over-the-air updates? Mavericks don't get over-the-air updates. So Sync 3 system can get updates, but you have to connect to the Wi-Fi to get them. Unlike the Sync 4s will have over-the-air updates, but Sync 3 will not, and the regular Sync system will not. So, but Sync 3 can get updates. Someone asked me about the software version. How do you know if you have the most recent software edition and which one it is? And I don't know that, but you can, when you connect to Wi-Fi, you can actually search for any updates available, and it'll tell you if your vehicle's up to date. So you want to connect to your house Wi-Fi. That's if you have house Wi-Fi, or go to Starbucks. Connect there.
Even your Starbucks. It's actually been.
Well, they have free Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, it's been. What's it called lately?
I go to Scooters.
Scooters.
It's on the way.
It's on the way. Okay, almost got in the Maverick ownership club today until they pulled out the 5,000 markup. Need to hope I get scheduled for 23. That's too bad. Okay, lady in the
Mike, I know who Johnny Carson is. That's my day. Tells you how old I am.
I bet my husband does. I do not.
He was before Jay Leno, the Tonight Show.
Oh, okay. I know who he is now. I don't know.
Swami.
I don't know who. I don't know the name, but I know the thing.
Who remembers Swami? We're gonna date you all. All of you guys probably know that.
A lady in the parking lot told me she liked my MAV and said she has ordered one recently. The local Ford dealer is taking requests for 24 MAVs. Are you at McArthur? No.
Somebody asked me if we were taking a waiting list yet, and I mean, if we start, that's so far in advance. I hate to take a waiting list yet. We'll probably maybe open it up like 3 months before.
Yeah. See how we're doing.
Yeah. So we'll wait once we get information of when the ETA is, which we know that's not secure until you get closer, as evident from the August 2nd to September 15th order date movement. So.
And we're almost caught up. Okay.
Well, they figure we're behind, so they're gonna let us get caught up. Then they're gonna bombard us again.
I'm going to head out. Need to get up earlier.
Well, it is 10 o'clock on the Eastern time zone.
Oh yeah. Be sure to hit that like button before you head to bed.
Hit the like. Smash the like. Don't forget about the merch.
Yeah.
Oh.
The right-hand drive ordered by the government don't have to meet the importing compliance. So maybe those have all been ordered by the government.
And on those, they're fleet ordered, and that's what I think they are.
Yeah.
And so that's done through fleet sales.
What is the percent on the 2-door Broncos ordered and capacity? I know Johnny Carson is 2.
Okay, 2-door capacity.
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned in here 2-door hardtop, which would be the same. So they said 26% of the orders are 2-door hardtop, which all the 2 doors are hardtop. So 26%. But their capacity is 17% 2 doors. So that.
While you're looking at that, 23 F-150 with the black appearance package percentage. It is 1010 in Georgia.
Okay. For the F-150, okay, they haven't changed since the last time I went over this. So Lariat Black Appearance Package is 3% versus 3% capacity. The Platinum Black Appearance Package is 2% versus 1% capacity.
Ooh.
XLT Black Appearance Package is 4% of the orders with 5% capacity, and STX Black Appearance Package is 1% to 1%.
So some of you with the Platinum Black just moved down to an XLT Black, and there we go. We'll even it out.
That's right. That's the way of doing it.
But I'm sure if you have a Platinum Black on order, you want the
Platinum. We can add leather seats to yours, called our special edition package.
Yeah.
We just had a bunch of those. We ordered a bunch
of
XLTs and had the custom leather put in them.
Is anyone ordering 23 new design 24 Rangers anymore? And will they be a good seller with the Maverick being a sales success? I like the Super Cab with the 6 box.
Okay, so orders on the Ranger. So, anybody order? And remember, 23 Ranger is not next gen in the U.S. So there's 3,405 Ranger orders. There you go.
Zoom, zoom. The black appearance package is the seats on the Maverick. He wants the brown interior, but the black appearance package is...
Okay, so So black appearance package on the Maverick. It includes the seats as well as exterior accents.
Right. So
instead of you're still going to have some navy pier, and I don't think people realize that. So
Right.
still the interior environment is navy pier with the black. Your seats are going to be black. That's the
Right.
difference. Is instead of the other
So-
seats, your seats will be black.
Right. So you're asking, am I stuck not being able to get the black appearance package on a Maverick if I want the brown interior? The black appearance package is the seats.
It's the seats, and I don't know about on the Lariat though. You're talking about brown. That's Lariat. So the seats won't be black. The seats will be black. The dash. What does the dash look like on those? Do they change the interior of the dash too?
I don't
Building
think so.
price. Here we go. Let's just have some.
Do we have one more allocation available for the Bronco Sport this month?
Do what?
Do we have any more allocations for the Bronco Sport this month?
Okay, yes, we do have one.
Okay.
One. We're going for one. Okay, let's build us a Maverick Lariat
All right.
with a black appearance package, and let's see what it looks like. Oops. Here, I got it. Hold on a second. Perfection. Sorry. Okay. Okay, then go to packages, and we choose the black appearance package. That's what the outside's going to look like. That's not Velocity Blue. That's Atlas Blue. A little darker. And then let's look at the interior is going to look like. There's your interior. So black seats. You have your navy pier on the bottom still.
So is it the
navy
orange that
pier
gets
here.
replaced with black?
That's XLT. See, so there's what your dash is going to look like. So there's what your Lariat, what the black appearance package is
Okay.
going to look like on the inside. So actually, I like it. And then, I mean, let's go to XLT and see what it looks like. There you go. Because you're going to get cloth seats on this one. So you're still going to get, you can see on the doors, your navy pier there and navy pier. You still get that. And then
It's
there's,
replacing the orange.
I mean, in a sense, yeah, you're getting the orange replaced with the black. And I mean, I like the dash. And then, and then there's your exterior.
but
I mean, in a sense, you're getting like the FX4
the wheel
wheels.
too. That's right.
So the wheels are going black. Your mirrors on the XLT will stay molded in black, and then your grill will be black grill. Your headlight assemblies are going to be black, so they'll be darkened on the front as well as the back. They'll be darkened. I like it.
Yeah.
You get any black. I mean, the most expensive part of this package is the wheels.
Yeah.
But it's an upgraded wheel. But I think the interior is probably, I think you have a lot of people going to that just because they want to get rid of that orange and that brown interior. There you go.
Okay. Is Ford still taking orders on 23 Super Duties?
Yes, except for the Platinum, Limited, and F450s and tonneau covers.
All right. Any more questions? It's kind of
It?
snuck down.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing else?
I don't think so. I think even Ridgeview hopped out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen him comment in a minute.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Have the special private offers been transmitted to the dealers? Okay, the private offers stay in your account, so they don't actually go to the dealerships. They're yours. So they don't actually get transferred to the dealer. In a sense, the dealership can look them up for you. Any dealership can. So, Vicky, I answered, I think it's a McArthur question mark. So you're probably asking about earlier. I did answer your question earlier about your order. So it has not been moved. Still has the same status as it did. Still sitting
Yeah.
at that ramp 54 for some reason. So
Yeah. Oh, you are here, Ridgeview. All right.
he's a finisher. That's what Johnny always says.
Oh, yeah.
Put finisher if you watched up till the end. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget to smash the like button before you can close the chat. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. But otherwise,
I'll hop out.
it's good being here. So, all right. Answered your questions. Again, don't forget, if you are watching this recorded, send those questions to either one of those email addresses, preferably hers, the FordVideoGuy at Gmail. It's not really hers. It's just
Spam me with
I answered
emails.
a couple last night because you weren't feeling good yesterday.
Yeah.
So I answered a few in there last night to answer some of those. But yeah, Sarah can answer most of those questions. But she can't. She'll usually ask me, and she likes to get the information from me before she responds. And she wants to respond because she wants to.
I like the learning experience.
Yeah, she wants
That's how
to.
I see it.
She wants to learn it, so I'll usually let her ask me about those. But there you go.
Yep. So I say when people call in, well, can I get Tim? Well, I can help you. I don't know if you can. Well, if I don't know the answer, I'll learn.
Well, Johnny hopping on. I know it's late for him.
He's been around.
Johnny, it's a little late for him too. So
He's been
yep.
throughout the live.
Yeah, I just saw him. He said he'll finish it later. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Again, thank you very much. And don't forget to check out our other videos we're going to have go live.
Your
And
tagline.
yeah, don't forget about tagline. Anything else you need to say?
No, I think I'm done. I'll
you're
see you
done?
next week.
All right. Well, don't forget, stay positive, be kind to each other, and be kind to yourself. And we'll see you in the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Night.